Hey y'all, so happy you're here. Guess what? I love pickleball. And 4 years ago, I asked my husband if I could change his shop. We had a 2,000 square foot shop that came with this house when we bought it into a pickleball court. And he said, absolutely not. The whole reason why I bought this house is for this shop. It's my man cave. You're not going to take my man cave away from me. And I was like, that's fair. Okay. It is. I wanted the land and we got land and he wanted the shop and that's his shop. So I let it go. But pickleball is my self-care, one of my biggest self-care things that I do. Well, about a year ago, my husband said, do you know what? I really feel like you should just get your pickleball court. I did not wait another moment. Like the next day, I had the people coming in to look how much it would cost to do the lines and how much it would do to texture and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want him to change his mind. But this is his self-care. And since he gave me the opportunity to have a pickleball court, I am so happy to tell you that he moved this car, which was in the shop that you can see behind, into the garage. And because it was in the garage, and because he had access to it, and the garage is way warmer than the shop is all winter long where we live, he actually got it working. After 10 years, he started it up. It is working. So look how exciting this is when we do self-care for ourselves and we just throw it out in the universe and tell our husband, I would love a pickleball court. And then we let them do what they love. And it turns out that him being unselfish about me giving the shop to me for my pickleball court totally helped him because he's been trying to get this car finished and running for 10 years. And so it was a win-win for both of us. So I hope as you do self-care, you'll realize that it is amazing. Okay, so this video, what I want to tell you about is that we have 5 categories in our lives that you can put every single imaginable thing that ever comes up in your life into. The first one is circumstance, then thoughts, then feelings, then actions and results. This is a formula. 5 things. Circumstances are just facts. They're things that happened to you in the past. They just are. You could prove them in a court of law. Thoughts are whatever your mind is offering you about those circumstances. Thoughts aren't necessarily true. They are optional. So you can decide what you want to think about any circumstance. You will always have feelings follow whatever thought you think. So if you think a thought like, I look ridiculous, you will feel embarrassed. If you think a thought like, not much I can do about this right now, you will feel more acceptance. The same thing could be happening. I'll tell you the circumstance. The circumstance was that I was coaching all day. I had on like a nice fancy shirt and I was like, I feel like being comfortable. And so I put on jogging pants. Like it didn't go with the shirt at all. And then I had a client come to my house. I realized it was an in-person coaching session. And I had to go straight from coaching someone to straight walk out of my office and coach someone else in person. And I looked down and I realized this does not match at all. Like at all. I look ridiculous. And I felt embarrassed for a second. And then I quickly, because I've done so much of this work, I'm like, it is what it is. Like I am going to look like this. I'm not going to run change. They already saw me. So, and I felt acceptance and I just went on with the session and it was awesome. Do you see how much this work can change your life? So C-line is just a fact. I went walking out there. I'm wearing like clothes that don't match at all. Number 2 is my thoughts about it. Do I want to feel like I look ridiculous or do I want to feel like, oh, this is what is? And then I will feel a certain way, either embarrassed or acceptance. And then my actions will be, which is the A, number 4, your actions, it's your behaviors. It's like, what will you do when you're thinking that thought? If I was thinking I look ridiculous, I might hide, I might run to my room, I might act embarrassed, I might act insecure. And my result, my 5th one would be I would create like disconnection with this person instead of connection while I'm trying to be their coach, right? But if I went to acceptance and this is what it is, my actions might be greeting them warmly, saying, hey, say, I really felt like being comfortable today. And then my result would be connecting with them. Like sometimes I don't match because people can only see the top of me, like this part of me when I'm coaching, usually on Zoom. And so I didn't even think that you were coming, and here we are. You know, that's what it looks like. Isn't it life-changing to think whatever you want to think and whatever you choose to think about any subject? So just know that if you pay attention to these categories, you will realize how much more power you have in your life. So be thinking about what's happening in your life that's a circumstance. Okay. What is just what is? So if you got dumped by a boyfriend or girlfriend, your circumstance is you no longer have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Your thought, and I coach on this a lot, might be something like, I miss them so much. I wish I could have them back. I want them to, want them to take me back again. Okay. That kind of thing. And they'll create sadness, depression, neediness, things like that. Their actions will be sitting in bed, crying a lot, watching a bunch of TV, scrolling social media. Usually it's very much consuming type stuff that people do when they're in that spot. And then their result line will be more sadness, less happiness, more self-pity, and being a victim in the situation, right? So now let's go to a different thought. Same thing. You got dumped. You no longer have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Your thought is what? I found the most productive thought that I've worked with clients is, I only need to find one person. That is super freeing. Like only one person on this planet do I actually need to find? And it's not that hard to find one person. If you think I need to find one out of these millions of people, it seems impossible, but I only need to find one. And that is possible. It makes you feel confident, or maybe some motivation or determination, or some desire to try, right? Instead of giving up, which is that first model, it will be, oh, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to go do a ton of self-care. I am going to focus on things that I love, and I'm going to create instead of consume. And I am going to pull myself up by the bootstraps. And then instead of giving up, what will it look like? It'll look like creating the life that you want. And I'm going to just tell you a little secret. When you are super needy and you need someone else to make you happy, and you're not going to be happy unless someone else is there to make you happy, it's not a good space for finding someone new or finding happiness in your life. If you're in a space of making yourself happy and creating what you want in your life, you are very attractive. So for all the young single adults out there that I coach, that is a life hack. If you want to be attractive, be taking care of you, be creating in your life, and be who you want to find, because you don't want to find someone wallowing in their bed doing nothing. You want to find somebody who's out enjoying life. Okay, so that is what we're going to work on this week, and I will see you next time, guys.